With their swiveling heads, razor-sharp talons, fantastic eyesight, and precise hearing, owls are some of the most skilled predators in the animal kingdom. For most critters, getting eyeballed by a hungry owl means there's a good chance they'll end up in an owl pellet. No one had to tell Spanish falconer Jordi Amenós Basora that. As a nature lover and bird aficionado, Jordi regularly brought his pet owl into the woods for hunting and flight practice. One day, however, another animal interrupted their session, and it made him very, very nervous. Falconer Jordi Amenós Basora of Spain loved nothing more than to work with barn owls. He trained them to entertain the public with dazzling flights and to return to him after a hunt. With one owl in particular, though, he witnessed something he couldn't believe. This particular owl was Gebra, a beautiful barn owl who'd been reared by human hands since she was a tiny owlet. Despite her lifelong interactions with humans, Gebra wasn't usually social if she didn't need to be. When Jordi brought Gebra into a nearby wooded area, she'd stretch her wings and practice smooth takeoffs and landings, the type of stuff that really pleased a crowd. One day in 2010, however, her afternoon routines changed forever. Someone else started following Jordi and Gebra on their hikes, Jordi's black cat, Foom, whose name meant smoke in Catalan. This made the falconer uneasy. There were just too many talons and claws in close proximity to each other, and his worries seemed justified. On one hike shortly after Foom appeared, Jordi witnessed a scene that he figured would end in a eulogy. The black cat stood on a small patch of dirt while Gebra barreled down on him with all the speed of a hungry predator. Surely, Foom was doomed. But instead of getting plucked from the ground and turned into the owl's lunch, Foom playfully jumped up and tried catching Gebra mid-flight. This was no life-or-death situation. This was a game, and one that Jordi should have seen coming. Why? Well, Foom and Gebra had known each other for a while, having first met in 2010 when they were each just babies. As such, Gebra cared for her feline friend and would never have hurt him. In the beginning, I was not amused at all by the game, Jordi told National Geographic Wild through a translator, because I saw that it could turn for the worst. After a few days, I realized that the game was quite harmless and innocent. Harmless and innocent? Sure, but that didn't stop this cat and owl from impressing audiences all over the world with ridiculous displays of friendship. Have you ever seen a cat high-five an owl, for instance? At times, it actually appeared as though Foom was more like an owl than a cat. Frequently, Foom would join Gebra in a tree, so their playtime didn't have to end. Obviously, their relationship knew no bounds. Like any partners in crime, these two critters would find themselves involved in all sorts of shenanigans. More importantly, they soon became close to inseparable. Truly, they weren't ordinary friends. In fact, the more Jordi took Foom and Gebra out into the woods, the more he realized just how special their friendship was. He'd never seen anything like it, and neither had a lot of people he'd told about it, which gave him an idea. Thinking that others would love to hear about this surprising friendship, Jordi started to bring his camera on a few hikes. After capturing pictures of the animals' enduring friendship, he posted some clips online. It didn't take long for the post to find an audience. Jordi's friend, Farron Marty, confirmed it. Jordi put the video up on YouTube, and I remember one day you put up your Facebook profile and there were like 1,000 visits or something. I remember it that way too, Jordi agreed. First, it had 1,000 visits or something like that, and then I went to sleep. And the next day there were 300,000 visits, and I thought, what happened? What happened? The internet couldn't get enough of the two adorable pals. That's what happened. Soon people across the planet had become smitten with this unlikely cat and owl friendship. In no time at all, Foom and Gebra had become internet sensations. They were well on their way to superstardom when something unexpected happened that changed absolutely everything. In May of 2013, veterinarians diagnosed Foom with feline urologic syndrome, FUS, a disease that attacks a cat's kidneys. At just 3 years old, he was already fighting for his life. Not long after his diagnosis, veterinarians determined they couldn't save poor Foom from the disease. Sadly, he passed away. Clearly upset, Jordi posted an update, a message of hope, to anyone who followed Foom and Gebra's relationship. In a Facebook note, he wrote, "Foom and Gebra's message is our most rich legacy. They've been able to show us, humans, that love and friendship are the most valuable treasures we can have." Never was Jordi's sentiment more obvious than in 2015 when children's author Gia V. Martinez wrote a colorful story about the cat and the owl called A Quest for Friendship. In 2017, 4 years after Foom's passing, the cat and owl were still inspiring people everywhere. In one instance, students drew their takes on Gebra and Foom, including this one. Amistad means friendship. When you see their special friendship for yourself, you might be inspired by this adorable cat and his owl pal. Watching Gebra and Foom play will bring a smile to your face and will ensure their powerful message lives on. Talk about an adorable and powerful friendship between this cat and owl. Hopefully, all the fun and love Foom and Gebra share will continue inspiring people all over the world.